Today we will see one more example. What is that example? So we will see theoretically. Okay, say for instance, so there is a one author. Okay, so what this author will do, this author will write so many books, correct?
Yes, yes.
So for each author we will give one unique ID. Author ID is one and his name is some XYZ.
Okay.
The second author and some different name. Okay,
Okay.
and now we have another table called books. So what we
Okay.
have, for each book have one unique ID and some book name,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to add another column, author ID.
Authorized.
So
Okay.
this author ID will be foreign key of book table. So in case of author table, this is a primary key.
Okay.
Primary key means it's unique and we can able to identify each record uniquely. So if you know author ID, you can able to get the author ID, author details. So basically here it is a primary key, the first column.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So this is a primary key. Okay. Whereas in case of book table, book ID is a primary key.
Okay.
And the last column is author ID, author underscore ID. So this is
Okay.
the foreign key.
Okay.
So because we are trying to get this value from the different table.
Okay.
So let's
Okay.
suppose, so for instance, whenever if you are trying to delete this record, say for instance, you are trying to delete this record. So what will happen, if you are referring this particular column number in anywhere, so it will not allow to delete. Why? Because so we are referring some of the people are using this ID, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever if any column ID is a foreign key and if there is some records related to this one in another table, then you are not able to delete that particular records. Why? Because there is some dependencies there on this record.
Okay.
So that
So
is,
we'll not be able to
yes, you are not able
any
to
book.
delete. First, what you have to do, you are not able to delete author directly. Why? Because there are some books depending on the author, correct?
Yes, yes.
First, what you have to do, you have to delete the author, sorry, books.
Okay.
First, you have to remove the dependency, then you can able to delete the author details.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
So, because without author, book should not be published, right?
Yes, yes, that is true.
So, author should be there without books,
Yeah, yeah.
but we should not publish any book without author.
Got it.
Author can be live without author can able to living in the database, but without any books, that is fine. But we should not create any book without author. So, we used to give this kind of conditions. If you make foreign key in book table so that you are not able to delete the author directly if there is any reference,
Okay.
so that we can able to maintain some relationship. And here it is a primary key for author and book ID is a primary key for book table, and there is a last column author ID, so that will become a foreign key. So here if author
Okay.
ID is 100, so this take this 100 and save into the book table with corresponding book ID.
Okay.
So that way
Got it.
you can able to generate author as well as book in one shot.
Okay.
Then we can able to maintain the relationship. Okay, let
Okay.
me open. So this theoretically you got some idea, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, now what we'll see, we'll open. Two, three, yeah, four. So here also we have similar kind of folder structure, com.test.cfg. Inside CFG, okay, first before going to the CFG, we need here two classes. One is author detail, another is book detail.
Hmm. Okay.
Correct? First we'll see the author. Author ID, name, email. 3 fields for author details. Author name and
Okay.
author ID, author name, email, and author ID. That's all.
Okay.
And now go to the book. So book also having some unique ID, book title, some description, when it got published, and who is the author of that book.
Okay.
So these are the basic Pozo classes to set the values and to get the values.
Okay.
Okay, now see here, right inside the book you will see author object is there. We are referring to author object. Why? Because book needs some author, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So that's what we are trying to refer inside the book class author details.
Okay.
Okay, now this is fine. Now go to the CFG XML, not CFG, HBM. See here, this is author HBM file. So here we need to give the package. Package we can able to give two places. See, this is a class detail, correct? Whenever you are mentioning your class details, either you can give the package directly here, like this. This is also
Mm-hmm.
fine, or else you can give package at Hibernate mapping level also. So what is the difference between package mentioning here and here is, say for instance, if you want to mention some 10 classes
Okay.
like this, in that case you mention the package on the top level. So this package is applicable for all the classes, this
Okay.
class and this class.
Mm.
If you feel for each class having its different package, then you don't mention here and you can mention here.
Okay.
So that is one of the basic difference. So in our case, just for today, in previous example, I used to mention package here, but as per our just to know the different all possible things, I mentioned the package on the top. There is no difference. You can
Got it.
mention here also. And this is my class name is author and table name I'm giving as author. You can give any name. Okay.
Okay.
And the primary key is here ID. This is the Java field name.
Okay.
And the corresponding table column name I want look like this author underscore ID. Okay. Now I want to generate that author ID. I don't want to give as a input. So it will database will generate it.
Okay.
Okay. Now and two more fields is author name. I want to save as a author name and email. If you don't like this one, you can give like a author underscore name.
Okay.
So you can give the column name whatever you want. So here this is a Java field names and this is the corresponding database column names.
Got it.
Okay, now author details is ready. So author ID will generate database. Now go to the
Okay.
book table. So here also same Hibernate mapping. So here I am trying to give the package. If you don't like to give the package here, you can remove this one and you can give here as part of your class.
Okay.
Okay. So and the table name I had given a book. If you don't like this one, you can table name you can change here. Corresponding table will be
Got it.
generated. And the book ID is ID. So I want to give the column name as a book underscore ID. So you can give whatever you want. And I want to generate this book ID from the database. I don't want to give anything. It will be generated. And
Okay.
some other fields we have author, book title, and the type is string. Column name you can give book underscore title. If you don't like, give like a
Mm.
book underscore title. And the second field description, data type is string. So you can mention here book underscore description and publish it date. So the type is here date.
Okay.
So you can give published underscore date. Okay, so far I think we know all those things. Primary key, property, all those things. Now coming to the author class, we see here. So inside the book, right? So we have a class author. Sorry, I mean another. We are referring another class. Okay, it's kind of foreign object. Now getting to the book table. If you see here, right? So here we have an author, correct? So for this
Yes.
author, what I want to do in the corresponding class, if we see
Okay.
the author table, we have a author ID, correct?
Yes.
So author underscore ID. So inside the book table, whenever you are trying to save the author details, I don't want to save entire author details. I want to save only corresponding author
Right.
author ID. That's enough, right? If you know the author ID, you can able to get the corresponding details,
Yes.
and it must be unique. So I don't want
Okay.
to give the same author ID for two different books.
Got it.
So for one book having one unique author. For one book we should not give two authors. So that's what I'm trying to give this author ID as a unique.
Got it.
So there is a book ID B1 and we have to give author ID A1. We should not give B1 and A1. B1 and A2. We should not give two authors.
Got it.
So that's what I'm mentioning this one as a unique. And it should not be not null. We have to give some value. And what is this cascade means, So whenever you are trying to delete this corresponding author details, whether you are deleting or updating, right? Whether you are deleting or updating, so we have to check always corresponding. Is there any books is there or not? Whenever you are trying to this author, we have to check book is there or not. Whether you are deleting or
Okay.
updating, we should not allow users to delete the author details directly. So that's what we are telling cascade all. For all the operations, we have to check if there is any reference is there, we should not delete this author ID from the
Got it.
author table.
Okay.
So that's what we used to mention. Otherwise, you will not get any reference. If someone is trying to delete the author details and the books are lying without author.
Okay.
Okay, now this is fine, right? This HBM table.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, now close it. Close it. This is very important. Why? Because when you start anything development and all, you will see these kind of relations generally when you start designing database or any. These are some normal usage, frequently usage.
Okay.
When you start development, either in case of Java side or development DB side, right? You will get these kind of examples or usages very frequently.
Okay.
Okay, now let me open. So these are our main when employee author manage main program. So here we need to get configuration, session factory, session, transaction. Till here there is no change.
Okay.
Okay, after that we have to create a book object first. A book, give some title, some description, and when it is published. Okay,
Okay.
and after that we have to create the author details. Who is the author and author name and author email,
Got it.
and set these author details to corresponding book.
Okay.
After that we have a session, so you can call the save method.
Okay.
So once it is saved, right, what it will do, generally save method, it will try to return the same object, whatever you are trying to save, the corresponding primary key basically. So that we didn't see yesterday, just I'm telling you. So if you save any object, so you can able to save only one object at a time. Once you save, right, so it will return the generated unique ID for your reference purpose. So you can take that
Okay.
one. So that is your reference ID of the book. So you are trying to save book, right? So it will give the book ID. If you know the book ID, and you can able to get the author ID. If you know the author ID, you can able to get the author details. Okay, now
Got
let me run it and we will see. Okay, the first book ID we got as a 1. Now let me, I mean, this is very important to understand the generated queries. First, what is trying to do? It is trying to do, I mean, it is trying to delete all the tables, whatever it is there. So first, drop author, drop book. Why? Because I mentioned as a create and update, create underscore drop.
Okay.
That's what it is trying to delete if any existing tables is there.
Got it.
And I
Okay.
mentioned so show SQL equal to true. That's what we can able to see all the generated queries.
Got it.
And now first it is trying to create the author table. See that create table author underscore ID not null. It is an auto increment, and author underscore
Okay.
name varchar. It is given by default 250 characters. So if you want, you can able to control this one also. If you think author name should not be that many characters, maximum some 50, you can able to control that one also.
Okay.
Okay, and author email and primary key author ID is a unique. Why? Because we should not give one author ID for two different people.
Got it.
It's kind of employee ID. Each employee having its own employee ID, right? So two employees will not get same employee ID, correct? So that's what we need to mention author ID as a primary key.
Okay.
So when this table is fine, right? Employee table, sorry, author table.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
now go to the book table. So now second table I am trying to create book table. So first what we have to do, we have to create independent table first. After that we have to create the dependent table. So
Yes.
author is independent, right? We should not create book table without author. So because book is
Okay.
referring author. So that's what initially we created author table. Now we are going to create book table. So
Okay.
create table book ID. It is a not null and auto increment. Title,
Okay.
it's a varchar. So it by default it will give 255 chars. And description 255. And publish a date, we are giving a date. And author ID is not null and and it is a foreign key. Foreign key will be added as part of next line. And book ID is a unique key and primary key.
Okay.
And if you see here, right, author ID as part of next query, you can able to see. So they're altering the book table. They are trying to add one of the constraint and unique key as a author ID. It's a foreign table. See, so author ID they're trying to make as a unique key, and this
Mm-hmm.
unique key they are trying to get as a foreign key author ID reference from author table.
Got it. Okay.
So that way they are trying to linkage the tables. In the book table, author ID they are referring to author table.
Okay.
If at all, if you want to design this database without Hibernate, so you have to do all this design. So you have to create the tables, you have to map the foreign key and all, you have to do explicitly. But whereas
Got it.
in case of Hibernate, it will take care of everything, this mapping and all. Only thing is you have to give the proper mapping in your hdm.xml.
Okay.
And once author table is creation is done, book table creation is done, and the mapping also done. The
Mm-hmm.
reference key is done in book table to the author table. Now the last thing is just insert the details. First create some authors and it will generate some author ID. Then if that authors will write any new books, then insert the data into book table.
Got it. Okay.
Then that's all. Now we already ran, right? So let me open the database. So, okay, what is our table names? So the first table is author. So this is our first table what we had given. Author ID equal to 1 and it generated John underscore John MAG is the author name, and the author email is john@email.com.
Okay.
The same details we had given in our main program. Let me keep this side.
Okay.
Correct. So this is the author details, John Mag and John@email. Now let me go to the, and these are the book details. So what is the book ID it got generated? It generated as a 1.
Okay.
And the book title I had given as a core Java. And description it
Yes.
is given object oriented programming. So the same object oriented program. And the published date is 2016 October 1st. And
Yes.
what is the author ID? Author ID is 1.
Yes.
So first you need to get, if you know the book ID, and try to get the corresponding author ID and try to get the corresponding author details. So that way we can able to maintain some relationship one to one.
Got it.
And now if you want to save another employee details, what you have to do? So here what you are doing right now, create underscore drop. So what it will do, every time it will drop the table and it will recreate it. So what I want, I
Okay.
don't want to drop, I want to update the existing records. And
Okay.
so already one record is there. Now let me add another author. JSP is my book name and the description is so Java server pages. So author name I had given some name. So author email. So book name is JSP, server pages, Joe Chandy, joe@email.com. So these are the author details and book details.
Okay.
Now let me run and we will see. And why I'm trying to run this one, right? Now if you see here, right, how many records, how many queries you will see here? Only 2.
Yes.
So now we will not see that foreign key, primary key. Why? Because that is only one time we have to do that mapping.
Okay. Okay.
So next time onwards you can directly insert, and if you see the previous, it's generated some alphanumeric number.
Okay.
So that is the only one time, it's kind of metadata. One time we have to maintain that relationship. Next time onwards it will use the same reference IDs and it will maintain that kind of relationship, so that you will not see now foreign key, that IDs, table name, author ID and score. Now you will see only insert queries.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
Now let me run it. First you will see author details. So we have 2 authors. Author ID 1, 2, some name. So this is your book ID and corresponding book title, some date, some author ID.
Yes. Okay.
And this way we can able to get the, maintainable. It's very easy to maintain, right?
Yeah.
And whenever you are creating the first time the table, then only you will see that all that primary key reference and all. You need to maintain you need to maintain the reference. So next time onwards, you will not ask any reference ID. Why? Because we have already given the reference name as part of first time.
Got it.
If
Okay.
I ran second time, what will happen? It will try to create same book name and author name, but the details are different. Author ID, book ID is different.
Okay.
So here what happened, there is some different author. He is also written same kind of book, JSP.
Okay.
But we should not, this is the name, right? It is not a unique key. So we might be his name also, Joe Chandy. But is
Okay.
having its own author IDs, but it is very rare
Got.
having same name and same author, same email, correct?
Yes. Yes.
In this case, what they will do, um, they will try to. We have some other concept called composite key. What is that composite key? Uh, two two persons should
Yeah.
not have same name and same email. At
Okay.
least one should be the difference.
Got it.
Two authors should not maintain same name and same email. So then they will make. Anyway, I will give another example when I am trying to give some other. So composite key, right now we are considering this is as a unique key, right? So you can consider two authors should not have same name and same email. At least one should be the difference. If we
Got
apply
it.
that rule, so this record we are not able to insert it. Right now we didn't apply it, but I will apply later.
Okay.
Author name should be the same. At least you should not get. So basically, Gmail will not give same email ID for two different people, right?
Yes. Yes.
So if you're trying to looking for some Gmail, then it will say it's already existing. Please try some different email IDs, or you can try for. It will give some reference email IDs.
Yes. Yes.
So that way we can able to eliminate these kind of duplicate records if you apply that
Yeah.
composite key kind of thing.
Yeah. That is true.
Yeah, that composite key also we'll see some other example. So how to eliminate this kind of duplicates? This should not two authors should not maintain same name and same email.
Got.
If it is the same one author, then we should not insert the details into author table. Directly we have to insert into book details. Same author is trying to write another book.
Okay.
So that time book ID you will get a new book ID, but author ID is same, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So that is a different example, like one to many. One author can write n number of books.
Okay.
So that we will see maybe as another example.
Okay.
Okay, and tomorrow we will meet. I mean same time 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Not
Sure. Sure.
8:30. Not 8:30. 8 o'clock. Okay.